Hello everyone, welcome to your own academy, that is Rathore Science Academy. Today we are here with a very interesting and very important topic of CBSE 10th class science, because so many questions had been asked previously from this topic. Yes, objective as well as subjective. So let's start to discuss about human eye. See, I said that whenever you have to start with definition part, then you have to describe all the things. And each and every part from this topic is very important. Okay, so let's start. If we will talk about human eye, so guys, our eye behave like a camera. Yes, human eye behave like a camera, which enable us to see so many beautiful things around us. With the help of our eye, we can see each and every object, right? So let me discuss more about and know more about human eye. Let us start. See, if I say this is human eye, so the shape of human eye is spherical. Yes, human eye, if we will take eyeball, then shape of human eye is spherical, and if we will cut from it mid, that means if we will cut from mid or take a transverse section, we will find it like this. Okay, so let us start. The outermost layer of human eye is known as sclera. What? Sclera. Sclera is the whitish portion of our eye. Sclera is the whitish portion of our eye, or you can say outermost layer of human eye. Now this sclera is open up into a bulgy structure which is known as cornea. This sclera open up a bulgy structure known as cornea. And cornea is that part of eye from where the first light ray enter into the eye. Which light ray? Refracted ray. Refracted ray first enter into the eye with the help of cornea. Okay, with the help of cornea. Now see, behind the cornea, if you are able to see this portion, behind the cornea, this structure is known as iris. Iris. That means if you can see this eye, the whitish part of eye is sclera, and this rounded part is known as iris. So what iris does? What is the function of iris? Iris having some pigment which provide the color to the eyes. Yes, iris having some pigment which provide the color to the eye. You have seen the people having black eye, brown eye, grey eye. So this color of eye is because of iris. Okay. So this is iris. If you will see in this eye, this is iris, just below the cornea. And now see, in the iris having one more function. What is the second function of iris? To control or regulate the dilation or maintain the size of pupil. Yes, to maintain the size of pupil. So, if you are able to see this part, this hole is known as pupil. So in this eye, this blind part, okay, this hole is known as what? Pupil. And this pupil can change its size. Yes, as I said, this iris help into the change in size or regulate the size of pupil. So this pupil can change its size according to the intensity of light. intensity of light. That means it depends on the amount of light. See, during the daytime, everything is visible. So we don't need much amount of light get inside our eyes. That time, pupil remain smaller in size, or you can say in normal size. Okay. But at the night time, what happened? At the night time, the lights are dim. Okay. So you are unable to see the object. That time you want that more amount of light can enter into the eye so you can see the things around us. That time people get dilated or become larger. Yes, the size of pupil depend on the intensity of light. That means amount of light. Okay. And behind the pupil you will find this lens. Yes, behind the pupil a lens is present, that is eye lens. Okay. And it is a convex lens. Eye lens, which is a convex lens, or we can say crystalline lens. Okay. It is made up of jelly-like substance. Okay. And this jelly-like substance having or made up of protein. Now see, our eye also can change its focal length according to the need of object or the distance of object. Okay, our eye can change its focal length according to the distance of object. So see, if I have to see something which is far from me, so I have to little lift up my eye, right? At that time focal length of eye increases. When I have to see far object, I have to lift up my eyes. At that time, focal length of eye increases. And if I want to see the nearer object, right? If I want to see the nearer object, that time focal length of eye decreases. Okay. So this focal length of eye increases or decreases depending on the distance of object. Depending on distance of object is known as power of accommodation. Power of accommodation of eye. Okay, I can change its focal length according to the distance of object. This is known as power of accommodation. Very important. Had been asked previously. Okay, then these lens are fixed in their position with the help of these muscles, and these muscles are known as ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles hold the eye lens or fix them in a particular position. Okay. Now see, if you are able to see beneath the sclera which was the outermost layer, second layer choroid is present. Second layer of eye is what? Choroid. And choroid having some blood vessels. Yes, choroid having some blood vessels which provide the nutrition to both the layers of eye in these two layers. Okay, which sclera and retina. Choroid provide the nutrition to sclera as well as retina and provide oxygen also. Now see, just below the choroid, the innermost layer of eye is present. What is the name of innermost layer of eye? That is retina. Retina is also important. Retina is a place where the image formation occurs. Whatever we see, the image of that object is formed on retina. And always remember that inverted image is formed on retina. What is the meaning of inverted? That means upside down. For example, if you can see this marker, right? This marker in front of my eyes This is like that. Okay. And if I see the image, or if we see the image on retina, the image on retina of this marker is upside down. That means inverted. This erect image which is in front of my eye will form on retina, that is upside down, inverted. Okay. That means what? That means we are seeing all the things in inverted position? No. What happened? Here the optic nerve are present, optic nerves. So what does optic nerve do? They send the signal to the brain. Yes, these optic nerves send the signal to the brain, and this inverted image again interpreted by brain and the real form. That means again the erect image formed on brain. So we can see all the things as it is. So remember, retina always form upside down, that is inverted image. Now see, retina also having some cells. What kind of cells? That is rod cells and cone cells. Retina having two type of cells, rod cells and cone cells. See, rod cells are active during the night time, and cone cells, they are active during the daytime. Rod cells, they maintain the intensity of light. Okay, they deal with the intensity of light. But the cone cells, what? How you will remember? C for cone and C for color. So they regulate the color, or they help in identify the color. Okay. So whatever we will see in the daytime colorful object, due to that time cone cells are active, and the night time when lights are off, right, and if in the dim light we are able to see some grayish object, that time, night time, rod cells are active. Okay. Another thing, if you will see here, in between the corona and this eye lens, in between the corona and eye lens, some fluid is present. That fluid we will say aqueous humor. The fluid which is present in between the cornea and the eye lens is known as aqueous humor. Aqueous means water. So aqueous humor having maximum amount of water and some amount of protein. Okay. And what is the function of aqueous humor? It protects the eye from collapsing. Okay. It maintains the eye shape and protect the eye from collapsing. Okay. Now, if you will able to see, one more fluid is present here in between the lens and retina. Okay. So this fluid is known as vitreous humor. Vitreous humor. Don't be confused between aqueous humor or vitreous humor. Okay. Aqueous humor between the cornea and eye lens. Okay. Protect the eye from collapsing. And the fluid present between eye lens and retina is known as vitreous humor. Vitreous humor provide the shape to the eye. Okay, or maintain the shape of eye. One more thing, on the retina you will find this kind of point which is known as macula. Macula. So macula is a place which is responsible for sharp vision. Macula is a place which is responsible for sharp vision, and it is present on the retina of the eye. And the depression of this macula, okay, this depression is known as I will write here fovea centralis. The depression is known as fovea centralis, which is present on macula. Here the maximum number of cone cells are present. Where the maximum number of cone cells are present on retina? On fovea centralis. Okay. See, here your structure of eye is complete. Let us recap. Eye having 3 layers. Okay. The outermost layer of eye is known as sclera, which open up into the bulgy structure. This bulgy structure, which is known as cornea, right? The light ray first enter into the eye with the help of cornea. Just behind the cornea, this part is present, which is known as iris. Iris is responsible for the color of the eye. It having some pigment which provide the color to the eye, right? And second function of iris to regulate the size of pupil. Pupil, a hollow structure present inside the iris, which is known as pupil. The light ray entered through the pupil. It changes size according to the intensity of light. Okay, pupil change its size according to the intensity of light. Just behind the pupil, eye lens is present. We having, or our eye having the eye lens, which is a crystalline lens, convex lens, and it is made up of jelly like substances, which is made up of protein, right? Just behind the lens, if you are see, in between the lens and the retina, a fluid is present, which is known as vitreous humor, which provide the shape to the eye. And if you are able to see the second layer, that is choroid, which provide the nutrition to sclera, and the innermost layer retina. Retina is the place where the image formation occur. On the retina, there is a place which is responsible for sharp region. We say it macula, and macula having a depression which we will call fovea centralis, and fovea centralis is a place where maximum number of cone cells are present. Retina having 2 types of cells, root cells and cone cells. Root cells responsible for intensity of light, and cone cells provide the color to the eye. That means it enables us to see the colorful object, right? And optic nerve, we have discussed about optic nerve, right? Which, if the image, inverted image form on retina, send the signal to the brain, and on the brain or brain interpret that signal and form the erect image, so we can see the erect objects. And yes, there is a place on retina where no cone or no rod cells are present. That means absence of rod and cone cells. That is known as blind spot. It has been also asked. Blind spots. Blind spot is a place where there is no rod cells or cone cells. From here only the optic nerve arises. Okay, this place. Understood?